Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today we find ourselves reflecting on an event that has shaken our community and invites us to a deep examination of conscience. Pope Francis, a pastor who has shown the world the values of acceptance and mercy, has found himself at the center of controversy due to a phrase spoken during a closed-door meeting with Italian bishops. Strong and controversial words were used, and we, as a community of faithful, must understand the context and intentions behind these words, which for some cast doubt on the message of Pope Francis's pontificate. In this video, we aim to understand what really happened and explain the meaning of these inappropriate words of the Pope. Let's take a few minutes and try to understand more together. During the 79th General Assembly of the Italian Episcopal Conference, Pope Francis had a frank and direct dialogue with the Italian bishops. This meeting, like many others, took place behind closed doors, away from the spotlight, to allow for open and sincere discussion on issues affecting our church. Among these issues were the decline in vocations, the merging of dioceses, and today's cultural challenges. During this meeting, Pope Francis used the term effeminacy to describe behaviors he does not consider appropriate within seminaries. This expression was reported externally by some bishops who were shocked by the Pope's words. Clearly, these statements have immediately raised criticism and reactions, as they were perceived as offensive and contrary to the inclusive approach that the Pope himself has often promoted. But what happened? Has Pope Francis really changed his mind about the inclusivity of the Church? As we know, inclusivity and acceptance have always been foundational themes of Pope Francis's pontificate, principles he has repeatedly emphasized during his numerous speeches. Is it possible that he has suddenly changed his mind? The fact is that in response to the media reaction and growing controversy, Pope Francis has apologized for the inappropriate use of the term. He explained that there is room for everyone in the Church, that no one is useless, and it was not his intention to use homophobic terms, and he sincerely apologized to all those who felt offended. Moreover, only a few months earlier, Pope Francis had announced his intention to bless all irregular couples, including homosexual couples. This proposal caused a lot of uproar in the more conservative circles of the Church, and was harshly criticized for this openness towards the homosexual world. So why did Pope Francis use such an inappropriate term, and what message did he want to convey to the bishops? As we know, Pope Francis is a man who often does not hesitate to use colorful terms to express concepts. For example, he has often spoken of how gossip is more dangerous than an infectious disease, or when he talks about the leprosy of pedophilia. This way of expressing himself in strong terms is recurrent in his speeches. So what did he want to denounce? Dear brothers and sisters, the selection of seminarians is a delicate and complex process, aimed at ensuring that those who choose the priestly life do so with purely religious motivations and with a genuine vocation. The Church carefully evaluates the personality of candidates, their background, and their motivations, seeking to discern whether the choice to become priests is driven by a true desire to serve God or by other personal needs. Consider for a moment how the Church approaches candidates with disabilities, for example. Each case is evaluated with great care, ensuring that the choice to become a priest is driven by a true vocation and not by other reasons that could make the priestly path difficult. This approach reflects the Church's care in ensuring that every aspiring priest is ready to live according to the teachings of the Church and to serve the community with dedication and purity of heart. As we said, it is well known that Pope Francis has demonstrated an open and welcoming attitude towards homosexual people. He has urged the faithful not to judge and to show love and respect for all. Therefore, his recent statements appeared inconsistent with his usual inclusive rhetoric. However, we can consider various explanations for this apparent contradiction. Pope Francis, not being a native Italian speaker, might have used a term without fully understanding its offensive meaning. Or, he might have wanted to draw attention to behaviors he considers inappropriate in seminaries, using, however, inadequate language. Let's not forget that the Pope himself has apologized for this, showing humility and a willingness to correct the mistake. According to the Code of Canon Law, candidates for the priesthood must be carefully evaluated to ensure that they are suitable for the priestly life. This includes examining their moral integrity, emotional maturity, and religious motivations. The Church must ensure that seminarians have a genuine vocation and are capable of living according to the teachings of the Church, including chastity and celibacy. The Pope's words may have been a reminder to carefully assess the choice of seminarians, without intending to discriminate against any category, because, as we said, the choice of priesthood is such an important decision for the Church and the faithful, that every aspect of personality must be analyzed. Certainly, Pope Francis's words call us to a deep reflection on our Church and our community. Although the words used may have been inappropriate, the Holy Father's intention was to draw attention to a crucial issue: the need for a careful and rigorous selection of seminarians, so that they are guided by a true vocation and are ready to serve God and the community with purity of heart. Pope Francis's words have sparked an important discussion on the selection of seminarians and the Church's attitude towards homosexuality. While the Pope has clearly expressed his regret for using an offensive term, the Church continues to face challenges, maintaining a balance between tradition and inclusivity. Reflection on these issues is essential for the future of the Church and its ability to welcome and support all the faithful. Dear brothers and sisters, surely the Pope's expression was inappropriate and may have affected the sensitivity of many, but we must not forget that the Pope is also a human being, and, in a private conversation, he may have mistakenly used a word. However, this should not overshadow his work. We all know that for years Pope Francis has been working for a Church that is truly open to everyone, and this has earned him the disdain of some of the more conservative elements of the Catholic world. In any case, we are genuinely interested in your opinion. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss new videos and to become part of the community of faith and prayer. May God bless us all.